Show my audience. This will be my persuasive speech. If I were to ask the question, how many of you wear a seatbelt? I'm sure the majority would say that they do. What if I asked, how many of you have a fire extinguisher in your home? Once again, I bet most of you would say that you own one. And if not, most of you would probably agree that it would be a wise decision to get one. Bad, tragic, and unexpected events happen in life. But if we are prepared, we can sometimes avert or minimize the impact of those situations. In the event of a car accident, the seatbelt may save your life. In the case of a fire extinguisher may save your home. What about in the event of a robbery or an assault? Having a concealed weapon permit and a legally owned firearm could save your life, or the lives of others. In just a moment, we will discuss a few common arguments against concealed carry, why a person would want to carry a concealed firearm, and what to consider before carrying a firearm. Obtaining a concealed weapon permit and owning a firearm to ensure one's personal safety is taboo to some. Many argue that guns are dangerous and that police are responsible for providing public safety. While there is some legitimacy to those statements, there is more that needs to be discussed. Just like vehicles, guns are only as dangerous as the person operating it. Owning a firearm is a responsibility that should not be taken lightly, and part of being a responsible gun owner involves being properly trained on safe operation, handling, and storage of a firearm. When stored and handled appropriately, firearms pose no threat to innocent lives, and when properly used in defense of one's life, the only danger is to the attacker. While it is always a wise idea to call police when dangers arise, the time it can take for an officer to reach you may be longer than an attacker needs to harm or kill you or your family. We cannot rely solely on police for our safety, and it is important that we are able to defend our families and ourselves. Why would anyone want to carry a concealed firearm? The simple and obvious answer is for protection. Last year alone, the FBI stated in the Uniform Crime Reports that there were 1,248,185 violent crimes committed. That number includes 95,730 instances of rape and 17,250 murders. With statistics like that, it is easier to understand why many people are making the choice to arm themselves. No one wants to be a victim, and by choosing to arm yourself, you are decreasing your chances of victimization. Fox News reported that on October 8th of this year, an Illinois man forced his way into the car of a woman and held her at knife point. Little did the attacker know, but the woman he was holding at knife point was a concealed carry holder. The man ordered the woman to drive, and she complied with his request, waiting for the right opportunity to reach for her firearm. After a short while, she stopped the car and reached for her weapon. Upon seeing the firearm, the man fled the scene and was later picked up by police and charged with aggravated kidnapping, unlawful possession of a weapon by a felon, aggravated battery with a weapon, and aggravated assault. What's important to note about this story is that the woman never even fired her weapon. The mere presence of her weapon was able to de-escalate the situation without loss of life. Imagine what could have happened had she not been a concealed carry holder. Making the choice to own and carry a firearm is not something one should do on a whim. Most importantly, one must understand the responsibilities that come with owning and carrying a firearm and decide if it is truly something they wish to do. For those interested in obtaining a concealed weapon permit here in Wisconsin, you must complete one of the many different firearm safety courses and legally be able to possess a firearm or a weapon. For more information, you can log on to the Wisconsin Department of Justice website for details and related forms. After obtaining your permit, it is wise to continue to educate yourself on the laws concerning concealed carry and to make a conscious effort to practice shooting regularly and familiarize yourself with your weapon. In the event that you have to use your concealed firearm in self-defense, you want your reaction to be automatic. You do not want to risk the chance of hesitation due to lack of training or unfamiliarity with your weapon. While that may sound like a lot to do, many people enjoy training with their firearms. Not only are guns a defensive tool, but they also serve as recreation and a hobby for some. If being prepared for life's unexpected events is a priority to you, then I hope you take what you've learned today to consider getting your concealed weapon permit. It may just save your life.